You're just a reseller. That's the line you were waiting to hear clicking on this video, right? The truth is, imposter syndrome in dropshipping and e-commerce is real, and it messes with more people than bad suppliers or bad ads ever will. And let me tell you, this exact thought has stopped more people from chasing financial freedom than bad products, bad ads, and bad suppliers combined. So, are you struggling with imposter syndrome? Feeling like what you're doing isn't real? I've been there, and I know it's a lie. Walter here, your buddy in e-commerce. In the last several years, e-com and drop shipping in particular has picked up this reputation of being shady or fake, and because of that, a lot of people are scared to even give it a shot. But here's the truth. Running an e-commerce store is just like any other business. So today, we'll discuss why dropshipping isn't a scam, why you're not a fraud for doing it, and how to overcome that imposter syndrome that holds so many people back. And even more importantly, that thing that you think makes you less legitimate might actually be the very thing that makes your business valuable. But before we begin, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. The problem of awkwardness. Here's how it usually starts. Many people, especially those who spent their lives working at what society calls real jobs, engineers, teachers, doctors, executive office managers of various kinds, they feel insecure about e-commerce. They think, this is mere reselling. It's not real work. It doesn't actually help anyone. It doesn't provide any real value. That belief plants seeds of doubt, and that doubt makes people walk away before they even give it a try. They give up the chance to build financial freedom just because they're afraid of being seen as different. And it doesn't stop with beginners. Even people who are already making decent money from dropshipping often keep mum. They don't talk about their business at family gatherings or with coworkers because they don't want to hear that dreadful comment. Oh, so you're one of those dropshipper guys. It may sound silly to those who are not in the business, but I get it, because I felt the same way when I was starting. So let's set the record straight. You're not just a reseller, you're a bridge. Visualize it like this. Most manufacturers struggle with selling online. They know how to make a product, but they don't know how to market it or reach buyers. On the flip side, customers want that product, but don't know where to find it. That's where you come in. You connect the dots. You make access possible. And more than that, you're a curator. Think of a librarian. A librarian doesn't write books, but they help you find the exact one you need. That's valuable, right? Here's an example. A friend of mine is into houseplants. She always used to complain that she couldn't find unique flower pots. All the pots in her local shops were either boring plastic or the simplest of clay pots. So she launched an online store where she gathered beautiful handmade pots from small workshops. She doesn't make the pots herself, but guess what? She's helped thousands of plant lovers get something that they couldn't find anywhere else. That's not just reselling, that's solving a problem. Business equals solving problems. Here's what most people don't get. Every business in the world is, at its core, buy and sell. Think about Walmart. They don't make the toothpaste, they buy it wholesale and they resell it. Auto dealerships, they don't make trucks, they sell them. Restaurants, they buy ingredients, turn them into meals, and sell them. Nobody calls Walmart and McDonald's fake businesses. What makes a business real is solving problems for people. And that's exactly what dropshipping does. Dropshipping helps save time. People are busy. You save them the hassle of running around shopping. They can order what they need from the comfort of their couch. Dropshipping makes things accessible. People in small towns don't have access to a wide selection of wares. For instance, 12 years ago, a friend of mine from Midnight, Tennessee used to have troubles finding tennis shoes that he wanted in local stores. With dropshipping, you bring products right to people's doorstep no matter where they live. Dropshipping helps make the best choices. Out of hundreds of similar products, you handpick the best ones. You save customers hours of research and guessing. That's not lazy reselling, that's delivering value. New skills. Here's another way to get rid of imposter syndrome. Look at what you're actually learning. You don't just click the set up a store button. You're developing real skills that apply anywhere. You get to learn market research. You're not just guessing, you learn how to figure out what people actually want, what problems they're trying to solve, and what trends are about to hit. It's like watching film before a big game. You don't just show up blind and wing it. You study and figure out what you need to do to win beforehand. You learn marketing. You get good at grabbing attention. That means ads that stop people mid-scroll, social posts that spark interest, and product pages that make someone say, yeah, I need this. It's part art, part science, and you get sharper every time you test something new. You get good at customer service. You learn how to build trust, answering questions, solving problems, calming angry buyers, and turning complaints into repeat customers. It's not glamorous, but it's the backbone of any real business. That's real entrepreneurship. These are skills that make money everywhere, not just online. And if you're still not convinced, think about this. The moment you run your first ad campaign, you've done more marketing than half the mom and pop shops out there who just wait for walk-ins. If you've ever explained to your uncle that Facebook ads are like putting flyers into the digital mailbox, congrats, you're already a marketer. Overcoming the doubts. All right, let's get practical. I know this feeling inside and out. I worked in a warehouse for years, moving boxes, clocking in, clocking out. Back then, I thought online business was something only tech guys in Silicon Valley could do. You know, the ones with fancy laptops and fancy degrees. When I first started dropshipping, I carried that insecurity with me. I remember the first time someone rolled their eyes and said, "So you're just reselling stuff." I was so embarrassed. But here's what helped me push past it. Remember invisible values. When an order goes through smoothly, the customer gets what they wanted and moves on with their life. They don't always say thank you, but you still solve the problem. I remember running one store that sold truck accessories. A guy bought a set of LED lights, got them on time, and never said a word, but he came back 2 months later and bought a roof rack from me. Think of it like plumbing. Nobody notices the pipes until they start leaking. Your job is to keep things running smoothly. Look at the numbers. Imposter syndrome is all about emotion. Numbers are facts. I used to second guess myself until I sat down and looked at the data. Clicks, conversions, sales, profit, it was all there in black and white. I remember pulling reports and realizing, wait a second, this store just made more in a week than my old warehouse paycheck. That's when the doubt started to fade. Numbers don't lie. Use complaints as data. Complaints, returns, bad reviews, they sting. I've had my fair share of angry emails, but I started treating them as lessons, not failures. For example, I was once selling a gadget that kept getting returned. At first I thought, man, I really messed up. But instead of sulking, I cut it from the store and replaced it with a higher quality version. Refunds dropped, sales went up. Every problem is just data telling you how to make your business stronger. Use complaints as data. Complaints, returns, bad reviews, yeah, they sting. But listen, I've had my fair share of angry emails, but I started treating them as lessons, not failures. For example, I was once selling a gadget that kept getting returned. At first I thought, man, I really messed up. But instead of sulking, I cut it from the store and replaced it with a higher quality version. Refunds dropped, sales went up, and every problem is just data telling you how to make your business stronger. Unrealistic expectations. But there's one more reason that imposter syndrome creeps in. Comparison. You hop on YouTube and see guys flashing $1 million screenshots from their Shopify account, driving Lambos, or recording their vlogs from a mansion in Bali or Dubai. And you think, man, I'm nowhere near that. Maybe I'm not legit. Maybe I'm just faking it. Forget that nonsense. Most of those screenshots are cherry-picked, and half of those cars are leased for the weekend. Not every online business has to be massive. Maybe your store makes an extra $1,000 a month. That's still real money. That's your rent covered. That's groceries paid for. That's a fishing trip or a hunting weekend without guilt. Here's the truth that most people miss. Small, steady businesses are often more sustainable than the flashy ones. I'd rather have 3 or 4 reliable stores bringing in 6 to 7K profit every month than gamble everything on one big store that might just crash overnight. You don't have to build the next Amazon. You just have to build something that gives you freedom and peace of mind. So let's wrap this up. E-commerce is a business like any other. You don't need to manufacture the products yourself to be legit. You're the bridge. You're the curator. You're solving problems for real people, and that's what business is all about. So the next time that voice in your head says, "You're just a reseller," answer it with the facts. You're an entrepreneur. This was Walter, your buddy in e-commerce. If this video helped, give it a like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever felt imposter syndrome yourself. Trust me, you're not alone. And remember, real work is building something that gives you freedom. See you in the next one.